Miss Autodoll, you must be the next appointment. Well, come on in. Have a seat. Allow me to take your cape. Oh. Oh dear. One moment. I believe I will need to cancel the rest of today's appointments. But please have a seat. I'll be with you in one moment. Now. You are in A shape. Not a good one, though. The gentleman that I spoke to on the phone said that you would need some love and care after finding you. But I would have never anticipated such a state for a doll such as yourself. But there's a reason he sent you all the way out here to my cottage. I have taken care of more auto dolls on the brink than any other auto clock mechanic. People travel here for many, many days just to see me. Although I don't see too many anymore due to the remoteness of my location, but people still make the trek. Now, what happened to you, I wonder? Do you remember at all? No. Interesting. Auto dolls usually have eidetic memories, otherwise known as photographic memory. It's very, very rare that a doll may forget anything, and usually if they've forgotten, it was deliberate. But then the question remains, what caused you to forget, and why? But that's neither here nor there, and far outside my purview as a humble auto clock mechanic. The gentleman I spoke to over the phone seemed very worried for you, and he's very generously given me essentially what you could call a blank check to do whatever is needed to restore you. So, at this point, all you have to do is to relax and allow me to work. You are safe here. No harm will ever come to you under my supervision. Do you understand? I am here to care and to protect you. Clearly, you've had some serious level of trauma occur, so I will be taking everything exceptionally slow, gentle, and quiet. I'll be checking in with you before each step to make sure that you fully understand everything that's happening, and to make sure that you are totally comfortable. If at any point you the first thing I'm going to do is a visual inspection of your skin. Just from a quick visual inspection, I can see that your skin's quite badly damaged. Do you mind if I just touched your arm here? Yes, thank you. Oh, I see. This is very high-grade silicon. It's extremely flesh-like. My suspicions are confirmed then. Just from looking at you, I could see that you were a luxury item. Now, I'm just going to continue to feel around your skin, especially on your face for any micro tears, abrasions, any looseness or discoloration. Now, do you remember your maker at all? No, that's okay. I was only curious as the high quality material and the obvious care in its preparation and installation. Oh, it's obvious, despite being quite old. It is also remarkable to see such high quality silicon. From the looks of how you were treated, it is a blessing that it's so durable. Lesser dolls may have simply fallen apart, sadly. Now, there is substantial damage to your face, though it's not obvious to the untrained eye. You've had repair work done ready to cover it up, as if there's definitely multiple layers of damage and repairs on top of that damage, many times. But that's interesting. It's like they were very concerned with how your face looked, but not as concerned with the rest of you. Interesting. Right, okay. Well, the first thing I want to do is repair all of these bigger tears and cuts. What we do in these cases is we will gently rub a special silicone repair gel onto you. Now, usually this would be enough to fill those gaps, and naturally, your silicone should begin to blend together again. Although, with how deep some of these are, I don't think any silicone, even yours, could heal without some extra help. So, what I will do is also wrap and tape these areas to bring the tears together. And what this will do is help that healing process. Very similar to stitches or staples we use on humans. This is the autodoll equivalent. Now, these can be safely removed after some weeks, but I'll be sure to pass all this information along to the gentleman to take care of you. Now, naturally the next part of inspecting any auto doll is to inspect the joints. So naturally auto dolls have joints in all of the major areas that any normal human would have. Around your hands, especially in your finger joints, the joint that connects your arm to your hand, your wrist, your elbow, your shoulder, and there's actually quite a complex series of joints that connects your shoulders to your clavicle, to your neck, to your spine. Auto dolls truly are a incredibly miraculous invention. It's a wonder how they work at all. Now I can see your joints are made out of wood. How strange. May I touch them? Thank you. This is much less common these days. Whoever had commissioned you, they clearly cared about the classical doll style. Although you weren't made as a classical doll, not in that period anyway. You can just tell from how smooth the joints are that they was definitely using at least somewhat modern tools. Most dolls these days, they're made with composite or lightweight metal. It's more durable, more cost effective, but obviously it lacks that level of luxury that you have. But these joints, even though... Oh wow. So even though you have wood, the wood itself is... It looks to be ebony, I believe. Ebony is an extremely dense, dark, nearly black, and very, very expensive wood. It's actually so dense that it's one of the only woods that doesn't float in water. It'll actually sink. Terrible for boats, but absolutely incredible on a doll. It means the joints are less likely to split under heavy load. But yours are swollen, rotted, very much falling apart. I don't know what could have happened to you to do this to you. If you were made out of anything less, you would be in bits by now. So, in these cases, what I may do is I may have to physically remove the joint. Now, usually it would be enough to repair them on you, but in this case I do not trust what might be missed if I don't take them out. Usually most of the damage and wear happens on the more commonly exposed side of the joint. For your elbow joint, commonly for dolls it'll be the outer facing part of the joint, so on a human, the pointy part of your elbow. The reasoning for this is dolls tend to carry things in their hands quite a lot, or they'll have their hands together with their elbows pointing out, sort of in a resting position. And so this means that a lot of the wear happens on the outside of the joint rather than the inside of the joint. But in your case, you are quite an exception to this. So I really don't trust what might be hiding beneath all of your joints. So what I'll be doing with your permission, is undoing all of your mechanical tendons that link all of your joints together, and I'll be removing your ball joint itself. Is that okay? So, what this will mean is if I remove your right shoulder joint, all of your right arm would stop working, because the joint itself also helps supply tension to your mechanical tendons. So without the joint, there is no tension, there is no ability to manipulate that tension within your arm, because all of your tendons are now slack and therefore cannot manipulate, say, your fingers or your arm. So as we go along, you will gradually lose the ability to move your limbs, but this is perfectly normal and perfectly safe and incredibly important for your care. Now, I'm just going to have a closer look at your arm here. Now, these joints, as beautifully crafted as they are, it's almost like you've been tossed around most of your life. There is some substantial fractures in some of these. The swelling indicates that they were not cared for, and moisture was allowed to sit. Now, I know you don't have your memories, but just to remind you, none of this will hurt you, but you might feel some discomfort. So, I'm just going to start on your shoulders if that's okay. And I'll move on to each of your arms. So, moving from your shoulder to your elbow, to your wrist, and then finally to your fingers. Okay. No. So, don't worry. It may be uncomfortable, but you won't experience any pain. Dolls are quite interesting. Dolls can understand if they're damaged, and they have an innate instinct to seek help to repair themselves. Dolls also do not like being damaged, and they'll try their best to avoid situations in which they know will cause themselves damage. Dolls also understand when others are damaged or may become damaged, and so will act in a way to prevent harm as best they can. But they aren't made to defend themselves against humans. So, if for whatever reason they are harmed or attacked by a human, accidentally or deliberately, they won't ever defend themselves. Although harming a doll is against the law, and it has been for a very, very, very long time. Although a lot of the times it goes unreported, and the fact that dolls would ever report it themselves, it encourages very cruel, unsavory, and malicious behavior. No respect for anything. just going to look at your fingers, okay? They are particularly rough, but don't worry. Don't worry at all, little doll. I have been doing this for a very, very long time, and I've never had an upset doll after she had come to me. Everything I do is by the book, and if it's within my power, I will follow that book to the letter. So, rest assured, you are safe with me. You will not come to harm with me. You are in good hands. And I'm grateful that you're allowing me and trusting me with this work on you. It's always very special. Thank you. So, just having a closer look at your joints. Okay. Just going to get out this last joint here. Okay. So, what we do is, with these joints here, we soak them in a special liquid, and we have a machine to gently stir them just for a moment, just to agitate and coat them. These joints are incredible pieces of work. It does make me wonder more about you. You know, such a beautifully crafted doll. And just as I was looking through the clockwork within your tendons, you were definitely created before industrial dolls. They tend to use much less intricate patterns, and the engineering within them is much more simple. Your clockwork, on the other hand, is delicate, incredibly precise. Only a master artisan could have made you, and there aren't that many of them nor dolls like yourself around anymore. And so, it makes you quite special, and it makes the experience of treating you truly a treasure. So thank you, Miss Doll. Now, I'll take out these joints to dry. They should otherwise be mostly repaired. But while we wait, I'll begin removing the joints in your legs, if that's okay with you. Thank you kindly. Okay, let's... Okay. Oh, I just can't get over this clockwork. It is so incredibly intricate, and just everything is so careful. You truly are a work of art, Miss Doll. Okay. So, that's your right leg done. Now, from here on out, please avoid standing, as your right leg won't function at all. And if you stand now, there is a chance that the excess load on your left leg's joints will cause a failure, especially considering the state of your joints. Whilst dolls may look quite, how to put it, frail, dolls are actually quite heavy. You are made out of metal, wood, silicon, and a couple of other things like glass, porcelain in some cases as well. And all of these, as you can imagine, are quite heavy materials. So, whilst most dolls wouldn't have a failure in their joints so catastrophically, in your case, I'm a little bit more concerned, just because of the state that you've been left in. So, please avoid standing for the next moment until we have your joints back in. But now I'm just going to move on to your left leg now. Okay. Now, a little bit of trivia. Each doll created has a designated serial number assigned to her. Even handmade, commissioned luxury dolls, such as yourself. And usually this is stored on the left ankle joint. And once I have this out, I should be able to use the serial number, and we should be able to go through our old papers to see everything about you. Like when and where you were made, by whom you were made, and who your current registered master is. Newer dolls are much easier to search, but it may take a bit of digging, especially since serial numbers didn't become standardized until a few decades ago, and you are most certainly more than a few decades old. So, let's see. Allow me to get the left joint out. Thank you for your cooperation, Miss Doll. I know that this process can take a long time, and it's very uncomfortable. But please know, I'm here to help you. Everything is done with your health in mind. Now, so I'll just very quickly just gently remove this joint. Just there we go. Okay. Thank you. The serial number on this is exceptionally faded. It's unreadable at the moment, but once it's been repaired and cleaned, we should be able to see that. So let me just pop these in and we'll give them a good start. Now, I'm sure that you've been through a lot, so I understand how the feeling of being damaged might be overwhelming for you, but I promise that won't happen anymore. And if it's okay with you, do you mind if I wash your hair for you? It most certainly has seen better days, but I can tell with the right love and care, it will return to its luxuriant standard. Would that be okay, Miss Doll? Miss Doll? Yes. Okay. Thank you. So, what I'll be doing is just gently adding water to your scalp and your hair. A regular spray may get into your exposed joints and cause your delicate tendons to rust or become waterlogged. So, we use quite a special type of water and this water is free from any minerals or chemicals that you would find in your regular tap or well water that could be quite harmful to a doll's synthetic hair. Okay, so I'm just going to add that in. So next, I'm just going to add in some shampoo. Again, a special formulation, specifically for doll hair. It's always incredibly important to look after your hair as a doll, since a doll's hair does not grow if your hair or scalp became severely damaged. The entire scalp would need to be replaced. And as much as dolls don't experience pain, a scalp replacement is by far one of the most deeply uncomfortable feelings for any doll. And many dolls who have owners usually cannot afford such a costly replacement. And this can be deeply distressing, as most dolls find quite a lot of deep comfort in their hair, and many of them have a deep pride in their own appearance. And so, having damaged hair on display to the world, or if they see themselves in the mirror, it can cause quite a lot of anxiety and distress in the doll. It can even get so bad that many dolls even begin to gradually pull out their own hair in anxiety. Quite similar to humans. We can suffer from a condition called trichotillomania. Has this been something that's been happening to you? It's okay if you don't want to answer. I just want to let you know, if it has been, it is okay. Your hair and your scalp are still in very, very good condition. And with just a small amount of care, it should be back to normal. I can tell that, despite everything you've been through, you've always tried to keep yourself in good condition. And that's incredibly admirable. So, now I'm just going to gently wash your hair out with some very nice, gentle, warm water. So please just relax your neck for a moment and your shoulders, and let your head gently fall back into my palm. And I'm just very gently wash out all the chemical. Just leave behind your there we go. Thank you. Now, let's check on that ball joint, should we? It should be done by now. So, let me try this off. There we go. Okay. Okay. has come through, but it's definitely an abnormal serial number. So I'm just going to have to consult one of our old manuals. Okay. I bought this one years ago, secondhand. It used to be the case where every auto clock mechanic would keep their own record, and they would share their records with others, so everyone could build up a more complete picture of all the dolls in their area. But these days, everything is centralized. The Auto Doll Associations issue their own reference manual, but in rare cases like yourself, a pre-industrial luxury doll, you are most likely not going to appear in those standardized manuals, as they generally only accept standardized serial numbers, and yours is definitely not standard. Oh, so many. Here we are. This matches you, but the rest of the page, it's been torn to bits. Your maker, your date, your owner, everything. It's all gone. The serial number is barely legible, but it's there. You were in here. Something isn't right. Every other page in this manual is pristine. Auto clock mechanics take extremely good care of their records, as it used to be their lifeblood. If you didn't have any good records, you're going bankrupt very, very soon. And so this is very strange. Something is very wrong here. Somebody wants to hide that you ever existed. I wonder. Did the gentleman who sent you here to my remote cottage, where it's a multi-day trek just to get here, did he do that to avoid you being seen, I wonder? I don't feel good about this. I need to contact the authorities. Miss Autodoll, I am so sorry. I can't send you home. It is my duty to report anything suspicious like this. What I will do is I will restore all of your parts so that you are able to move your arms and your legs again. But for the time being, I'm sorry. It is the letter of the law that I will have to stop your clockwork for a while. But when you wake up, I promise you're going to be in safer hands. I am so sorry. A doll like you deserves better, and I will make sure of it. Please be brave. If I don't see you again, it was my absolute honor to take care of you, Miss Doll. Be brave.